Right now, I'm in the small town of Kemmerer, Wyoming. Population about 2,000. Now, two important things happened here in this town. Number one, my grandmother was born and raised here. And number two, the very first JC Penney store opened here. As a matter of fact, that statue behind me is James Cash Penney himself. Kemmerer is located in southwestern Wyoming and is the largest city in Lincoln County. The town was founded in 1897 due to coal mining in the area, and at one point boasted the world's largest open-pit coal mine. Many small towns are centered around the town square, but in Kemmerer there is the town triangle. The triangle is now named for former three-time Wyoming Governor Ed Hirschler, who was from Kemmerer. The triangle is surrounded by a number of century-old buildings, and it is where we'll find the JC Penney Historic District, which is on the National Register of Historic Places. In the triangle, there are also a few historic monuments. For me, it was really cool seeing this school bell that was in use from 1901 to 1926, as my grandmother would have been in second grade when they stopped using it, so she definitely would have heard it ring. Then at the southern end of the triangle is a statue of the most famous former resident of Kemmerer, JC Penney. James Cash Penney was born in Missouri in 1875. In 1898, Penney began working for a small chain of stores in the western United States called the Golden Rule Stores. In 1902, Penney invested $2,000 and moved to Kemmerer to open his own store there. 5 years later, Penney purchased full interest in the Golden Rule stores, becoming the sole owner. The name would change to JC Penney's in 1916. Right across the street from Triangle Park is the location of JC Penney's second store. The building where he opened his first store in 1902 no longer exists, but in 1903 the store was moved here, and it was in this location until 1929. Since JC Penney moved out in 1929, a few other businesses have operated here over the years, but as of the filming of this video, the building is currently empty. Right across the street from the second store location, at the northeastern end of the triangle, is the Jcpenney House, where Penney and his family lived from 1904 to 1909. The house is open for visitors and has a museum about Penney and his time in Kemmerer. While only one piece of furniture in the house is original to when Penney lived there, which is the high chair in the dining room, all of the furniture is period accurate, so walking through the house, you get a good idea of what an American home in the early 1900s was like. This is also not the original location for the house. It was originally located a few blocks away, and was moved here to be part of the JC Penney Historic District. This hole in the floor is where Penney would hide his money. He would often work so late that the banks would be closed when he finished work, so he would hide his money here until the next day when he can get it to the bank. What was once Penney's office has been turned into a little museum on the history of JC Penney's and Penney's life in Kemmerer. The house was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1976. At the northwestern corner of the triangle is Jcpenney's mother's store. Jcpenney's has operated in this location since moving from the other side of the triangle in 1929. I think it's amazing that Jcpenney has kept this nearly 100-year-old location in operation. Walking inside, it certainly isn't like the Jcpenney stores you see in big shopping malls today. It's like stepping back in time. Inside the store, the ceiling, wooden floors, shelves, and dressing rooms are original to when the store opened in 1929. Along the tops of the shelves are items that were either sold by J.C. Penney in the past or were owned by Penney's family, such as this dress that was owned by his second wife. Another cool thing inside the store is this wire where they would send money from the cashier up to the office. I asked them if I could ride it, but they said no. I know my grandmother was always proud that J.C. Penney started in the same town she came from, and it's great to see the town and the company working together to preserve that history. So that's our look at Kemmerer, Wyoming, and the birthplace of J.C. Penney's. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.